service is organized and executed by our 4 graduating seniors, Annabel Barbour, Avery Garner, Alex Omboro, and Caroline Welty. In addition to their regular contributions to this community, providing streaming services, RE assistance, childcare, coordinating worship services, and the all-important preparations for coffee hour, these 4 amazing humans have prepared a special service today. They are each contributing their unique talents throughout the service and will share some personal reflections as a shared sermon. Before we create our time for sacred worship, let us take a moment to share any important announcements. First, please make sure that your cell phone is turned off or in silent worship mode. Our key announcements are on the back of your order of service and in more detail in our newsletter. And if you want to sign up for that newsletter and you haven't, it's right here on your order of service. Drop it in the basket, hand it to anybody. We'll all make sure that it gets to our amazing program admin, Amy, and we'll get you signed up for the insider news. Are there any additional announcements?
Well, my name is Amy. I have 2 announcements actually. One comes from the RE committee. Please read in your order of service when the yurt cleanup is, because we badly need help. We're growing, we need the space, and we need it to be clean and safe and not moldy. My second one is to my friends who, like me, fall between being born in 1940, 10 years one way or the other. I want to urge you to please stay for Drag Story Hour next week. It is so much fun. You will learn something, you will laugh, and it's just wonderful fun. So I know my cohort might not really have had much experience with this. Now's your opportunity. Thank you. I'll see you next week. And now I'm going to leave and take care of the kids so that these 4 wonderful people don't have to do it. And I will listen to it online this afternoon.
Thank you, Amy. If there are no more announcements. Oh, hey, all right, get on over here, y'all.
I'm Pal Barbour, and last Tuesday I celebrated my 95th birthday.
Hello, G for Justice. Next Saturday is King's Day in the rest of the world, where it is the official day celebrating the monarchy. Hooray! Here in America, though, you guys are having no King's Day. There will be a rally in Hillsborough on East Church Street starting at 11 a.m. till noon. So that's a thing. If you want to go and tell our current president that he shouldn't be spending millions of dollars on a birthday party, this is the place to go.
Hi, I'm Alicia, and I'm speaking for finance today. It is June, which is the last month of our fiscal year, and so I want to remind you that if you have receipts that you need to submit for reimbursement for things that you have spent for the congregation, that you need to submit those to us so that you can get paid before the end of the fiscal year. That's Thanks.
I actually thought of an announcement that I hadn't made, so you guys thought you were going to get away without me making an announcement one week. This is something that's been communicated at the last Ministry Council meeting, but I wanted to make everybody aware that at the most recent Governance Council meeting, which is where we do policy and all that really entertaining stuff, we amended our policy so that the Governance Council is composed of the moderator, the treasurer, the secretary, the representative of the Ministry Council, and then those other 3 seats are all now at-large positions. Formerly, there was one at-large, one that was the head of leadership, and one that was the head of stewardship. For the last several years, it's ended up that really the whole of the Governance Council has pulled together to work on stewardship and leadership activities. So we thought it would be more approachable to anybody who might be interested in volunteering, stepping forward and helping out here, to know that they could fill an at-large position rather than having to take on the full responsibility of owning stewardship or leadership on their own. I have been on the Governance Council here for 2 years now. I have loved it. It is hard work and rewarding, and I promise I won't make anybody work harder than I do. If you're interested, please, talk to me after service. I'd love to have your help. Are there any further announcements? Okay. We will now create our sacred space by lighting our chalice, the UU symbol for the light of truth that each of us seeks, the light of hope that each of us brings, and the eternal light of love.
All right. Our chalice lighting words are Love Returns the Center, Love Remains the Center by Eric Hepburn. We light this flame to remind us love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love remains the center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love remains.
Our opening words today are Come Into This Place by Margaret Weiss. Come into this place with your whole self, the parts that are raw and exposed, the part that is beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. Come into this place, open your heart, lay down your burden, lift up your hope for something new to happen. Come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey, some faces new and others familiar, and all welcoming you here, now, to this moment. Come, let us worship together. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
Trust
UCH, we strive to build a welcoming community where we all are able to find connection through sharing in each other's joys, sorrows, and milestones. Each Sunday, we take some time to reflect on the happenings that have occurred this week among our members and friends. Here, we make room for both sharing aloud and remaining silent. For those of you who would like to share aloud, please take a moment before we begin to center yourself and collect your thoughts so that what you share comes from the heart and is personal to you, but also allows time for everyone who wants to share to share. When you are ready, please come forward, tell us your name, and share what is in your heart. When you're finished, you may release a stone into the vase on the altar. For those of you joining us online, please put any joys or sorrows you want shared in the chat and tell us if you'd like them read aloud, and we'll drop a stone for you. For those of you who prefer to silently acknowledge your joys and sorrows remaining in your hearts, I invite you to come to the altar and release a stone into the vase in silence while Aviva plays Spirit of Life. And after she plays it through one time, we're all invited to join in singing this meditation song. The words are printed in your orders of service. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken, by remaining silent for a moment as we consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with Amen and blessed be. Amen and blessed be.
Hi, I'm Annabel, and can all the kids come and sit in front of me? I'm going to read a book. This is called Knuckle Bunny Free by Mo Williams. It's the third book of this trilogy about a girl named Trixie and her pet bunny that she's really attached to. Can you guys see? Okay. One day, not so long ago, Trixie took a big trip with her family. They were on their way to visit Trixie's Oma and Opa in Holland. Holland is far away. So that meant taking the taxi to the airport, waiting in line, watching Knuckle Bunny go through the big machine, waiting some more, and finally getting onto a real airplane. On the plane, Trixie played and read and slept. Before she knew it, the plane had landed. Trixie and her family left the airport and got on a train to go to Oma and Opa's house. Oma and Opa were so happy to see Trixie. Soon, Oma and Trixie were drinking cold glasses of chocolate milk in the garden. Suddenly, Trixie realized something. Trixie didn't have to tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone. She didn't have to. Trixie's daddy called the airline and asked them to look for Knuffle Bunny on the plane. But the plane had left for China. China is very far away. Trixie's daddy told the story of when he was a little boy and said goodbye to his special Lammy. Trixie's mom hugged her and asked her to be brave. Oma gave Trixie another glass of chocolate milk and remarked on how big she was getting. Trixie understood. She was getting bigger, even if she wished she wasn't. The next morning, Trixie tried to enjoy going to the cafe, and the swings in the playground, and the carnival that was in town. And while the whole week was filled with fun things like eating french fries on the street, visiting real windmills, and feeding the ducks, Trixie was still sad. She missed her Knuffle Bunny. Oma and Opa understood. Oma and Opa had a plan. That night, they had a surprise for Trixie. A brand new, top-of-the-line, Funny Bunny Wunny doll, Extreme. It could walk. It could dance. It could speak in Dutch. But it couldn't make Trixie feel any better. Trixie was sure that she wouldn't be able to sleep another night in a strange bed without her Knuffle Bunny. But before she knew it, she was dreaming. Let's see if I can hold this up. My goodness. She dreamed of Knuffle Bunny and all the places he would visit. She dreamed of all the children Knuffle Bunny would meet. She dreamed of how Knuffle Bunny would make them feel better. The next morning, Trixie felt better. Trixie had a big breakfast. She played with Oma on the playground swings. She even tried a sip of Opa's coffee at the cafe. It was a great day. Before she knew it, the trip was over and it was time to go home. Trixie hugged Oma and Opa as hard as she could. Then, Trixie and her family got back onto the train and back onto the plane, and listening to the crying baby as the plane lifted off. But can you believe it? Right there, on that very plane, Trixie noticed something. Knuffle Bunny! Trixie was so happy to have Knuffle Bunny back in her arms. And happy enough to make a decision. Trixie turned around and said, "Would your baby like my Knuffle Bunny?" "Really?" asked the baby's mother. "Really?" asked Trixie's daddy. "Really?" asked Trixie's mommy. "Blaggy, blaggy?" asked the baby. "Really," said Trixie. She was big enough. And the baby was happy. The baby's mother was thankful. Trixie's parents were proud. And the other passengers were very relieved. And that is how, a few weeks later, Trixie received her very first letter. The end.
Last week, we had the privilege of having 2 speakers. Today, we have 4. Annabel is graduating from Cedar Ridge High School, and loves working with kids and enjoys mathematics. Annabel plans to begin her college education at Durham Tech before transferring to a 4-year university. Annabel was recently promoted to the head early room caretaker position and will continue to be a regular presence here at UUCH. Avery is graduating from Eno River Academy and will be attending NC State in the spring. Avery has attended UUCH since he was born and works on our video streaming services as well as an occasional service musician. Alex is graduating from East Chapel Hill High School, having competed in track and field all 4 years and was in chorus for the last 7 years. Alex was just hired as a childcare provider here at UVCH. Caroline is graduating from Cedar Ridge High School as well and has attended UVCH for the past 8 years. She's been involved in music, debate, and tutoring at her school and is on the worship team here. She will be going to Princeton University in the fall, hoping to go into public and educational policy. I welcome all 4 of our speakers today.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
What a beautiful morning it is. Today marks more than just my high school graduation. It marks a passage from childhood into young adulthood, from innocence into independence, and from one chapter into the next. And if life is made of chapters, then for me, the most meaningful has been music, especially being able to play here at church and at piano parties hosted by Aviva. From my earliest days in RE to OWL and coming of age classes, this community of amazing people has helped me grow. But it was through music, playing here at church, that I truly discovered what I love to do. When I first started performing, I was nervous and unsure, but week by week, each time I came back to play, I began to find a new meaning in it, a sort of religion through music in a way. Playing in front of you has helped me build confidence that I carry with me now. Confidence not to just perform, but to be myself. As I close this chapter and look ahead to the next, I carry with me the lessons I've learned, the music I've played, and the community that helped me grow. Thank you so much, UVCH, for helping me become who I am today. And now I'd like to share a piece of music that is very personal and meaningful to me.
feel like I really took one for the team by following after Avery, because that was really awesome. But I'm going to be talking about UCH and our fourth principle, which is the one that I feel best encapsulates my time here, which is supporting each other in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. My family and I started attending UCH when I was about 10 years old. We came over from Europe, which was too big for us, and right from the start, we loved UCH. It was clear from the beginning that people here enthusiastically love it and actively want everyone to have a space here. And Unitarian Universalism has always been a liberal, groundbreaking religious tradition, but to me especially, I felt trusted here in a very novel way. Children are, in most places, given very little responsibility. Maybe they're trusted with minute tasks like taking the trash outside or cleaning up a mess they made, but here at UCH, and in Unitarian Universalism in general, children are trusted with important knowledge and topics. At UCH, I attended OWL, which is an incredibly comprehensive sex education class when I was 11 years old, and that information is important and also very stigmatized in most spaces children are in at that age. At UCH, though, I and my peers were both trusted with that information and trusted to use that information appropriately or as we saw fit. The next year, I completed Coming of Age, where I and my classmates learned about many religious traditions and were ultimately given the chance to write our own statements of faith. I remember being overwhelmed by the idea that I, at 12 years old, would have lived enough life to establish what I believe in, and I think we all recognize that those faith statements weren't absolute or permanent, but I think the fact that a group of middle schoolers was given the responsibility and opportunity to proclaim their own statements of faith was both special and a very important reason why I am now so secure in my beliefs. After coming of age, I was given the opportunity to become a member of UCH at age 13, meaning that I was given the right to participate in our democratic processes and was trusted to help the congregation make decisions. I was also asked to join the worship team, which I've now been on for over 5 years, and on that team, my ideas were listened to and valued, and I was given responsibility both in my own search for truth and meaning and in the facilitation of our entire congregation's search for truth and meaning. There is truly no other space where I have had the similar opportunity to work as a peer alongside adults, where I've been trusted from a young age with important information, and where I've been given the authority to use that information to formulate my own systems of belief. I want to end with a story from an RE lesson I participated in when I was 8 or 9. We were talking about the interpretation of heaven and hell in different religions, and the story was about a woman whose final wish was to get a glimpse of each before she died. So God showed her hell, and it was this beautiful, incredibly fancy dining room with tons of delicious food and people seated all along this huge table, but it was silent and no one was eating. And the woman realized that no one at the table had elbows, and they were unable to bend their arms in order to feed themselves, so they were slowly starving. So then God showed her heaven, and it was identically set up. A beautiful fancy dining room with delicious food and lots of people, all without elbows. But this time, everyone was feeding each other, which they were still able to do despite their physical limitations, and the room was loud and happy. To me, UCH is like heaven in this story. We may not always have the most ideal circumstances, our elbows may not always work, but we recognize each other's needs and we help each other. I'm so grateful to have grown up in this help. I've been on the verge of tears for like 2 weeks, so sorry for getting choked up. Okay, I'm so grateful to have grown up in this helpful, caring place. It is so safe and so warm, and I hope that each of you knows how special you are to me and how important you have been in my spiritual journey and in my life. I can't read now because I have tears in my eyes. Okay, because of UCH, I have been given the opportunity to responsibly and freely discover who I am and what I believe in. And there's nothing more special than that, so thank you.
UCH is a very special place for me, somewhere I call home. As many of you know, I used to control the cameras for the live streams during service, and I would take an Uber here from where I live in Durham, since I wasn't old enough to get my license. But because it was about a 25 to 30 minute drive there and back, I usually would lose more money than I was making, but I decided to stay working here for almost 2 years because regardless of if I was making money or not, I still love this community very much and the people that make it the wonderful place that it is. After those 2 years, I decided to find a job closer to my house, but once I finally got my license, I was able to come back without having to Uber, and I started attending service again. At first, I didn't think anyone would remember me when I came back since it had been pretty long, but everyone did, and that made me very happy. People here are extremely sweet and genuinely care about how you're doing in life. I'll never forget when Steve and Allison Mahaley invited me to start working the cameras and audio for the live stream. It was a very special moment at their party. When I first came here, everyone was very welcoming and kind, and I will forever love this community.
I'm Annabel again. I came here in I think November of 2022. I can't really remember because it feels like I've been here forever, honestly. This position sort of fell into my lap one day and I never expected this outcome. After my mom told me about this job, I came here for the first time for a walkthrough. I was and still am an anxious person, and I spent most of that time nodding and wondering how I'm going to get through this, interacting with the least amount of people possible. I started working and became acclimated pretty quickly. Each Sunday, I would be in religious exploration since there were never any children under 5 for the early room. I think that the kids are the real reason UCH became a second home for me. I always tried so hard to make sure that they liked me, and a lot of the time I felt I wasn't cool enough. I remember coming back after missing a couple days of work once, and when I walked through the door, a few kids ran up to me yelling, "Annabel!" They made sure to tell me that they're glad I was back and that they had missed me. And I don't think they knew that at the time, but that meant everything to me. I've become so attached to these kids and I feel so privileged to be able to watch them grow up. I've also formed connections with their families. UCH is different because the bonds formed here go beyond the hour-long service. I talk to the parents here, not only as the person who watches their kids once a week, but as a friend. They've given advice, support, and always loads of encouragement. Some have allowed me in their homes for babysitting, birthday parties, pet sitting. The relationship dynamics here are truly unique, and I wouldn't have found them anywhere else. In addition to Ari in the early room, I took on the incredibly crucial responsibility of caffeinating you all. Since I don't drink coffee myself, I'm sure there's been many times where you've questioned if I'm trying to poison you, or if I just mix up the ratio of grounds to water. Either way, you all made sure to thank me and tell me that I'm appreciated. I don't think anyone in history has been more praised for making coffee than I am every week. I don't mind setting up though. The conversations I'm a part of during coffee hour definitely make it worth it. I've talked everything from trains, to politics, to art, to pop culture, to careers. Socializing with such a diverse group of people is so impactful. Sometimes I'll get annoyed having to put my weekends of nothing on hiatus to work, but as soon as I arrive, I'm reminded by talking to all of you why I keep coming back. Though I'm here at UCH to teach, I without a doubt learn more than I've taught. To the kids, your untamed spirits, your uncompromised self-expression, and your very blunt, sometimes harsh curiosity has helped me step out of my comfort zone. You helped me escape from the rigidness of everything back into my free, innocent childhood self. You are literally growing and maturing next to me, and I'm just so privileged to watch you grow up. Your thoughts push me to think deeper and be better as a person. To their parents, You show me how fulfilling life can be. You're able to find stillness in the chaos. You show me the value of vulnerability with yourself and others. And your genuinely heartfelt parenting has made your kids insightful and kind. The strength, grit, and purpose you have encourages me to keep pushing and thriving. To this congregation, you remind me to look past all things surface level and dig deep for the raw parts of life. You've opened my eyes to ways of making life meaningful, finding truth, speaking out, accepting, learning, sharing, fighting, loving and living, forgiving and understanding, living with the world and not just in it. Before coming here to UCH, I never expected this to be anything more than an opportunity to make money and get experience in childcare. But I'm incredibly grateful to have been wrong. So thank you.
At this time, each Sunday, we take up a monetary offering which supports our social justice work in our Orange County communities. This month, our plate offering is going to Orange County Justice United. Justice United is a community power organization that develops civil sector leaders to change the economic and social structures that define all of our lives. Justice United was founded in 2009 and has an agenda set by the hundreds of small member institutions that attend their individual conversations, including UCH. Please donate by placing cash or checks in the offering basket. If by check, please write plate in the memo line or go to our website and click the donate button. You can also use the QR code printed in your order of service. Thank you for your generosity. The offertory music will be performed using a copyrighted accompaniment track, so the live stream will be cut off for a brief moment, so sorry. And there is a long instrumental, which you are all invited to make less awkward by dancing. Okay. Please join me in the gratitude affirmation found in your orders of service. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn, number 1024, When the Spirit Says Do.
Annabel, Alex, Avery, and Caroline. It has been an absolute joy seeing each of you grow and mature over the last few years. For some of you, this community has known you a lot longer, and I'm sure they have plenty of embarrassing stories that they could have shared today. But you don't deserve to be embarrassed or talked down to with wistful statements of the best is yet to come and oh, the places you'll go. You deserve to be honored. You four are marking a tremendous milestone in your lives. The transition from high school student to independent adult is huge and not a little bit scary. Over the coming years, you will face challenges and setbacks. You will get things wrong. You will ask yourself if you've made the right choice. I'll let you in on a little secret. We have all made the wrong choice sometimes. And we get through it with love and compassion. So will you. You will touch lives, and you will change the world. But the most exciting thing you will do is be you. All 4 of you are absolutely remarkable. As you go forward into the next chapter of your lives, hold on to that knowledge. Know that you will always have this community cheering you along, and never let go of the ability to unapologetically be yourselves.
Please join me in the chalice extinguishing words printed in your orders of service. We extinguish this flame, that not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace and blessed be.